after two separate briefings on Capitol Hill over deadly U.S. strikes off the coast of Venezuela. The Department of War says it will not be releasing the video of the follow-up strike on an alleged drug boat that killed survivors to the public, despite lawmaker demands.
In keeping with long-standing Department of War policy, Department of Defense policy, of course we're not going to release a top-secret, full, unedited video of that to the general public.
As we have covered, the video has been at the center of heated debate over the legality of the U.S. military strikes against boats in the Caribbean. Hegseth there saying the appropriate committees in the House and Senate will see the video. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they would support its release to the general public.
They should see an appropriate version of what happened on September the 2nd. I saw it. It was deeply troubling.
I think it would have been smart to put the video out.
Did they give enough justification as to why they did?
I think they did not on that, but I think they gave a pretty good justification of what we're doing, and I think they would have majority support if they requested. We should demand that we authorize. I would vote for it.
Many Republicans support the campaign, saying it's saving American lives by preventing drug trafficking.
I'm national correspondent Kayla Gaskins in Washington. A new fight is brewing over America's role in NATO. A House Republican is moving to pull the U.S. out of the alliance just as NATO Secretary General warns Europe is facing new threat from Russia.
A great relationship always.
An icy chill is washing over the U.S. and Europe's traditionally cozy relationship. Representative Thomas Massie introducing a bill on Capitol Hill for the United States to leave NATO. Massie calling the alliance a Cold War relic, suggesting the taxpayer money sent to NATO would be better used to defend our own country. Utah's Mike Lee introducing a companion bill in the Senate.
We need to be ready.
Meanwhile, on Thursday, NATO's Secretary General warns Europe is Russia's next target after Ukraine.
Conflict is at our door. And what is standing between what's happening to them and what could happen to us? Only NATO.
President Trump has harshly criticized European leadership.
Most European nations, they're decaying. They're decaying.
Slamming the continent for trade policies, political correctness, and immigration practices.
They're destroying their country. It gets to a point where you can't really correct it. There'll be a point, and it's very close to that point.
Politico naming Trump as the most influential person shaping Europe. The first time the distinction went to an American instead of a European. For example, Trump criticized Ukraine this week for not holding elections. President Zelensky promptly responded, saying Ukraine will hold elections in the next 60 to 90 days if allies can guarantee security for a vote. Ukraine also sending the United States a revised peace proposal to bring an end to the war with Russia. European leaders asking the U.S. to visit Europe this weekend for talks. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the White House is skeptical.
The president is extremely frustrated with both sides of this war, and he's sick of meetings just for the sake of meeting. He doesn't want any more talk. He wants action.
Leavitt saying Thursday, if there appears to be a real chance at peace, the U.S. will send a delegation to Europe this weekend. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting for the National News Desk, America's News Now.
President Trump announcing on Truth Social tonight that he's ordering a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers into and out of Venezuela, demanding the country return all the oil, land, and other assets he says they previously stole from the U.S. The move comes after U.S. forces seized an oil tanker last week off Venezuela's coast, resulting in a buildup of military forces in the region. The White House says they believe Venezuela was using oil to fund drug trafficking and other crimes. Trump also designating the Venezuelan government a terrorist organization.
I'm Atra Al-Nashar in Washington. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he and his team are working with American officials around the clock on a potential peace deal. The major sticking points are over territorial concessions and post-war security guarantees from the U.S. and Europe. Attempts to broker peace in Ukraine, bringing Ukrainian and American leaders to Berlin. Monday marking day 2 of talks between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who sat down with Russian President Vladimir Putin 2 weeks ago.
I think we're closer now than we have been ever.
and we'll see what we can do. We want to save a lot of lives.
As Russia's invasion could stretch into its 5th year this February, Ukraine is under pressure by the Trump administration to make concessions. Zelensky now walking away from his longtime push for Ukraine to join NATO.
It would have been clear how NATO membership could have worked for Ukraine anyway, but from the U.S. side, we have now heard that there will be security guarantees from the U.S. that are similar to NATO's collective defense pledge, Article 5.
Nothing is formalized yet, but German Chancellor Friedrich Merz says the security guarantees the U.S. put on the table are considerable and signify distinct progress.
I think it's the first time since the 24th of February 2022 we see a real opportunity to pave the way towards peace.
The biggest open question remains: how might Ukraine's borders change in order to end the bloodshed?
The question of territory is an extremely painful issue for us. I mean, Russia has its own list of wishes.
Merz says these talks are bringing the U.S., Ukraine, and the EU closer than they've ever been to a consensus on a peace plan.
So it's just down to Russia whether or not we manage to achieve a ceasefire by Christmas or not.
When the Kremlin was asked about the hope for achieving a ceasefire by Christmas, a spokesperson said trying to predict a time frame is a thankless task. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar.